Hey everyone, I'm Kinsey, Immuno Lab's holistic nutrition consultant. As much as I would love to go into every one of my clients' homes to provide a kitchen cover detox, I am only able to provide this service to the clients I work with locally. However, if you do ever want to fly me out to wherever you live, I won't necessarily turn down the trip. Since the majority of you likely won't be able to have me come into your home, I want to provide you with a virtual kitchen cover detox with this webinar that will be almost as good as me standing next to you in your own kitchen. I've said it before and I'll say it again. One man's food is another man's poison. But there are some ingredients that are toxic to us all and no one should consume. If you're ready to begin, then sit back, relax, and get rid of that toxic bag of popcorn you just popped yourself to enjoy with this webinar presentation. I hear your brain saying, did she just say popcorn? And yes, I did. The biggest problem has to do more with the bag rather than the corn itself. Not only does nuked popcorn generally feature partially hydrogenated oils like soybean oil, better known as trans fat heaven, but microwave popcorn bags are lined with PFOA, and when they are heated, the compound leaches onto the popcorn. These chemicals are part of an expanding group of chemicals known to disrupt your endocrine system and affect your sex hormones. The EPA has ruled PFCs as likely carcinogens and has stated that PFOA poses developmental and reproductive risks to humans. I used to snack on microwavable popcorn at least once a week. I embarrassingly remember scraping the popcorn against the walls of the bag to catch every bit of the butter flavor. It's scary to think about what I was really scraping up. Today, when I look back, it is no wonder why I was always sick and overweight. There is good news for popcorn lovers, and one brand in particular I like that doesn't use PFOAs is called Quinn Popcorn. Another store-bought, pre-popped popcorn comes from Lesser Evil. Not only does Lesser Evil's popcorn come in bags free of PFOAs, but they use healthy oils like coconut and avocado oils with pink Himalayan sea salt and other herbs to season. While on the topic of salt, you can go ahead and pitch the white table salt next. Regular table salt and the salt found in processed foods is not identical to the salt your body really needs. Table salt contains chemicals like ferrocyanide and aluminosilicate and added iodine, while sea salt contains many naturally occurring minerals, including trace minerals like silicon, phosphorus, and vanadium. My favorite is Himalayan salt, which contains about 84 trace minerals your body needs. Please see my Salt 101 webinar linked in the comments to learn more about unrefined sea salt and see which sea salt I recommend you use. The next food we're getting rid of is canned tomatoes. BPA is a toxic chemical linked to reproductive abnormalities, neurological effects, heightened risk of breast and prostate cancer, diabetes, heart disease, and more. To avoid this hazardous chemical, avoid canned foods entirely and stick to fresh fruits and vegetables. Or switch to brands that use glass or Tetra Pak containers instead, especially for acidic foods like tomatoes. Unfortunately, BPA-free cans don't really solve the problem. When the word started getting out about the dangers of BPA a few years ago, consumers started demanding that companies quit using BPA. So companies responded to consumer pressure and largely removed BPA from their packaging. But they replaced it with another chemical that has similar associated health risks called bisphenol S, rather known as BPS. So, even though the thought of a BPA-free label may comfort you, it's a false promise. The next food that's got to go already is processed deli meats. Deli meats are typically made with meats from animals given growth hormones, antibiotics, and other drugs. These meats also typically contain sodium nitrite and other chemical flavorings and dyes. Processed meats should be avoided entirely as they increase your risk of cancer, and no amount of processed meat is safe. Fresh, organically raised, grass-fed, or pastured meats, or wild-caught salmon are healthier options. Time to open the refrigerator door and ditch that margarine. The unfortunate result of the low-fat diet craze has been the shunning of healthy fats such as butter, and public health has declined as a result of this movement. There are rid of unhealthy components to margarine and other butter imposters, including trans fats, free radicals, emulsifiers and preservatives, hexane, and other toxic solvents. Raw milk butter, when made from grass-fed cows, is rich in beneficial conjugated linoleic acid, or CLA, which is known to help fight cancer and diabetes. CLA is not only known to help fight cancer and diabetes, it may even help you to lose weight, which cannot be said for its trans fat substitutes. Much of the reason why butter is vilified is because it contains saturated fat. If you're still in the mindset that saturated fat or fat in general is harmful to your health, then please check out this book, The Big Fat Surprise, to learn about healthy fats, including saturated fats. You might be wondering, while you take your margarine to the garbage, what the big deal is with vegetable oils like soybean, canola, and corn oils. Vegetable oils are highly processed, and when consumed in large amounts, they distort the important omega-6 to omega-3 ratio. Vegetable oils can oxidize good cholesterol, turning it into bad cholesterol. Coconut oil is best for cooking as it is not very susceptible to heat damage. It's also one of the most unique and beneficial fats for your body. Olive oil is easily damaged by heat and is best reserved for drizzling cold over salad. Check out this guide to see which fats you should and should not be using. Soy, especially processed soy, just like with corn, is in everything, and for that reason, it's causing a lot of problems. You have soybean oil, soy milk, soy meat, soy cheese, soy protein, soy ice cream, soy yogurt. I think you get the picture. Most soybeans grown in the U.S. are genetically engineered to be Roundup ready. The active ingredient in Roundup is glyphosate, which disrupts cellular function and can induce many of our modern diseases, including autism. Unfermented soy has been linked to malnutrition, digestive distress, immune system breakdown, thyroid dysfunction, cognitive decline, reproductive disorders, and infertility, even cancer and heart disease. The only soy with health benefits is organic soy that has been properly fermented. Fermented types of soy include foods like tempeh and miso, at which point their beneficial properties become available to your digestive system. Keep it real, y'all. And if you plan on keeping it real, you ought to throw away the fake sugar substitutes next. Artificial sweeteners such as aspartame can stimulate your appetite, increase carbohydrate cravings, and stimulate fat storage and weight gain. The methanol formed in aspartame can wreak havoc with sensitive proteins and DNA in your body, as humans do not have the protective mechanism that allows methanol to be broken down into harmless formic acid. Toxicology testing on animals is a flawed model, as animals have this protective mechanism while humans do not, so the results do not fully apply to people. To simply summarize this presentation, I can't stress enough the importance of buying real and whole foods and reading the ingredient list and not the label. The label is what the food manufacturers want you to see. What they don't want you to see will be found hidden in the small print on the ingredient list. After all, you will never see, with MSG, or now with triple the sugar, big and bold on the front of a food product. If you have questions about a particular item in your cupboard, or questions on any of the products I spoke about today, please email kinseyvd@immunolabs.com.